everyone, welcome back to another edition of More Time Offline. This month I am back in the kitchen, and you know if I am in the kitchen, it means there is a super easy recipe in store for you. Join me as I show you how to make these amazing oatmeal chocolate peanut butter cup. They only require roughly 5 ingredients, depending if you want to jazz them up a little. So let's get started. First thing you need is a muffin tin. If you have a silicone one, you don't need to line the tin, but if you don't, you're gonna wanna line it with some paper muffin liners, and then you can set that aside. Next, we're gonna do the base layer. So you need 2 cups of quick oats. To this, you are going to add a half a cup of honey or maple syrup. I actually go half and half with the maple syrup and the honey because my crew likes both. Add this right into the oats. And then you are going to take 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter, creamy peanut butter. You can substitute this too if you want to put like an almond butter in. All right, and then this is it for the base layer. You're just going to mix this up until it is all well incorporated. So I have that all mixed. I'm going to bring back my muffin tin. I just kind of put a big scoop in, like so, and we're gonna press it down. So fill all those cups up, big scoop. You don't want to overfill because you do need room for your next 2 layers, but you don't want to skimp either. Look at that, almost perfect. Okay, the next step is going to be to press these oats firmly into the bottom of the muffin tin. Because of the honey, it does get sticky, so I find that pressing with the spoon is a little bit easier. All right, once these are all firmly pressed, you are going to move on to layer number 2, and this is the chocolate layer. So for this layer, all you need is dark chocolate wafers. If you prefer semi-sweet or milk chocolate, you can really use whatever you want. It calls for 6 ounces. I went the easy route and got the melting wafer bag. These are super easy to melt. I just throw them in a microwave safe measuring cup, and this is a 10-ounce bag. I'm just gonna melt the whole thing. It's just easier than trying to measure. So 30 to 60 seconds to start, and then you're going to stir and do 30-second increments, stirring in between until it is melted. You do not want to overcook this because then it gets all hard. So another trick is you can put in like a teaspoon of coconut oil if you're worried about it, you know, not being smooth enough. But if you buy the pre-meltable wafers, they're usually pretty easy. All right, so open up the microwave. They're softening up, but not melted yet. So I'm gonna give this a little stir. Throw it back in for another 30 seconds. All right, and that did it. That was the magic. All right, all nice and melted. Again, I just eyeball things. I'm going to try to do this as neatly as possible. Just fill the top of each cup, just like so. I'm gonna go back and swirl it around when I'm done so it's nice and even. All right, it's all smoothed out. Little tap, and this is going to go in the freezer for 15 minutes just to set. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to mix up the final layer, which is the peanut butter topping. That was probably the hardest part of the entire recipe, finding the room in my freezer. Okay, now on to the peanut butter topping. I have a half a cup of peanut butter, and I am going to put this in the microwave again, probably on 20-second intervals, just until it is completely melted. And now I'm going to add this to my chilled cups that are in the freezer. So these are all set, and we're just gonna do exactly what we did before, putting some melted peanut butter on top, and we'll swirl it around when we're done. All right, with this layer, if you want, you can shake your pan and it may set in on most of them. If not, you can spread a little bit with your spoon. And then for the final touch, I like to sprinkle with some mini chocolate chips, and the last, and again, optional, flaky sea salt. Just a little pinch. Once that's done, you're just gonna throw these back in the freezer for about 1 hour, and then you can pop them out of the pan and put them in an airtight container. Keep them in the freezer and just yank one out whenever you want a sweet treat. I hope I've inspired you to spend a little more time offline this weekend. Now go bake for someone. These are great to bring to the office. You'll make new friends.